Hi, Diana Rankin here. So good to see all of you. Piper is here. She's with me, but she's over to the side. We have a rug over here, and she seems to like that rug. So she's over there today. Hello, Sheila. She says, We are doing well here, and I'm glad to hear you're going to get some sunshine in Amsterdam. Uh, and, you know, here in Ohio or here in the Midwest, we may have worked a little too hard to get sunshine because we now have a heat wave, but we're having plenty of sunshine. So we went from too much rain to now a lot of sunshine. So here we are. And Sheila says for everyone to have a great week, or yeah, a great weekend. And she's got hearts and hugs and all kinds of things. So Sheila from Amsterdam, good to have you with us today. Just a couple of announcements up front, and then we will get into our message today, which is interesting. And we will also get a message from one of my books. It's the Master's Book of Answers. And as many of you know, it's an oracle book. It just has all of each page is a different wisdom. And so every morning when I'm journaling, I open it up and say, okay, Phillip, what's your message for me today? And it always fits, and we'll get our message for the week. And it always seems to fit, doesn't it? It's just kind of fun. Johanna says, hello, Diane and Piper and friends. Hello. So good to have you joining us. Thank you. Couple of announcements. Akila, hello, down from Georgia, and says hello, everyone. And Juliet Tanner from down in near Cincinnati says hello, everyone. So good to have all of you joining us. Thank you. So appreciate it. I do want to say that next Friday, a week from today, is our Sacred Circle. So you're all welcome. And I know a couple of you, Sheila and Akila, are pretty much regulars, so I hope to see you Friday night. It's only $20. You can sign up through my website. That's the easiest way. And you'll get a psychic message, but you'll also, we get a little story, and we do a guided meditation for personal and planetary healing. So all that'll take place within a 2-hour period. So hopefully I'll see all of you there. Thank you. Also, my newsletter, it's free, and I have lots of articles on the blog, and that's free. Just go to my website and you'll find out all kinds of things. And so we're going to get going here on our message this week. Mariella says, Diane, I just came aboard. Make sure to listen to the entirety. One word is hidden behind the heart, so I'm not sure. But Mariella, good to see you. Glad you could join us. Thank you. And your timing is great. So here we go. Here's our question for the week. And I want to say also, sometimes Phillip can sound harsh to my ears, and I think his answer at times sounded a little harsh. So I just want to warn you up front. But truthful. Okay, here we go. I want to live in love. This is the question. I want to live in love, to live with an open heart, but I'm tired of getting hurt. So how do I live with an open heart and still protect myself? Here we go. Here's what Phillip says. You begin by understanding the other person's words and actions have nothing to do with you. This does not negate your pain. Do, however, understand another's words and actions are about the other person and their emotional state. When you are hurt by another, Spirit may be warning you to see who this person is. Perhaps it is for you to make other choices about whom you wish to be near. Hurt or emotional pain is also Spirit's way of asking you to look deeper within yourself to develop greater self-love. Pain of the heart also comes from loss of one loved through death of the physical body. This does not appear to be of what you speak, so we will not address this at this time, as it is of a different nature than the pain of which the question refers. So let us return to those who cause pain because of their own wound. As you may have heard us say, All humans come into human form with a wound to heal for themselves and all humanity. If the wound is recognized, the person can then begin the healing. If the wound is not recognized, the wound will be inflicted on others. By this, we mean that an unrecognized wound cannot be healed. A hidden wound or festering wound acts out of fear emotions, such as anger. This is not to say all fear-based emotions are unhelpful or cause a person to lash out at another. For example, fear can be helpful if you are in a dangerous situation from which you need to remove yourself. We speak of fear-based emotions that come from a person's unrecognized wound. Once we understand the other is emotionally or spiritually unhealthy, we must then allow our own emotions to heal. This healing will take place only after the intellectual recognition of the other's wounding and the heart is allowed to catch up. Let me put that in simpler terms. We can understand something intellectually days, weeks, months, even years before we get it emotionally. And that's what Phillip is saying here. I just wanted to put it in simpler terms. Phillip goes on to say, we must also state that living in love and understanding of the other does not require to always live with an open heart. I'm going to repeat that because I think that's pretty important. We must also state that living in love and understanding of the other does not require to always live with an open heart. One must first love one's self. To love yourself requires self-protection when needed. Your heart does not have to be open for you to respond in kindness, empathy, or love. These only require a good heart, not an open heart. It's getting into semantics here, but it makes a big difference, doesn't it? I always say, have a shade to pull down. You don't have to slam your heart shut, but sometimes we have to have a shade to pull down. So Phillip goes on to say, to live in love requires the strength of the conviction that you are worthy and deserving of all life's goodness. It begins and ends with self-love. When the self-love is great enough, the words and deeds of another will no longer hurt. Instead, they will bring forth compassion from your heart for the other who is so wounded while also protecting your heart. Boy, this is tough. This one is tough, I think. But let me reread this. I'm going to start back a few paragraphs. We must also state that being in love and understanding of the other does not require to always live with an open heart. One must first love oneself. To love yourself requires self-protection when needed. Your heart does not have to be open for you to respond in kindness, empathy, or love. These only require a good heart, not an open heart. To live in love requires the strength of the conviction that you are worthy and deserving of all life's goodness. It begins and ends with self-love. When self-love is great enough, the words and deeds of another will no longer hurt. Instead, they will bring forth compassion from your heart for the other who is so wounded while also protecting your heart. Whoa, I say that's tough. And I say that for my own experience. When I feel hurt, when I feel somebody has done something to hurt me, I don't like feeling that. And I don't want to push that person out of my life. I don't want to feel unkind by not spending time with that person or whatever. And so I need for myself to find out how I really feel about the pain and that person. That's a process. That's a process of self-healing, self-love, but really looking at the wound, not blaming the other person at all, not blaming them, but trying to understand their wounds so you can understand where they're coming from. because it really has nothing to do with us, other than it does have to do with us in that it points a finger at us to allow us to look at our own wounds and heal those, or heal them a little bit more. And I remind you, life is a cone, it's circular, but every time we come back to that same pattern, that same wound, we recognize it quicker and heal it quicker. Once we heal all of the wounds, I think we have some time, and then we look in the mirror and maybe nobody looks back. That's when we're healed. Until then, well, I think we just keep on doing the work. But make it fun, because it does get a lot easier. It does. I think we don't get hurt as deeply, perhaps, or it's different. So here we go. I'm hearing right. If you heard right, we're in sync. And that's our message for everyone for the week. But if you heard left, pay attention to that, because that's a message for you. Okay, on the right, this is page 51. As for limitations, and they are yours. Ask for abundance, and that too is yours. Ask for limitations, and they are yours. Ask for abundance, and that too is yours. At first, this doesn't seem to really fit today's message, but as I think about it, what we're really saying is what we ask for is what we get. So if we believe that we are worthy of abundance of love, abundance of money, whatever abundance of joy, whatever abundance we believe we're worthy of, that's what's going to come to us. But if we also don't have enough self-love, or if we believe the world is out to hurt us, or somebody else is out to hurt us, we're going to get an abundance of that too. So beware of what you ask for, because that's what's coming. On page 50, left side, if you heard this, this is for you. If you were created only to obey, would you not lack freedom? If you were created only to obey, would you not lack freedom? All right, my friends. Sheila sends us lots of hearts and kitty cats, and oh, that's not a kitty, that's a celebration, and love and hearts for the world. We can do this. We brothers and sisters together. We can do this. Thank you, Sheila. She says, thank you, Diana. Thank you. All we have to do is start by loving ourselves. And believe me, everyone who hears my voice, you are worthy of love. I don't care what you've done in the past. That's in the past. It's time to forgive yourself and make life better. And I'm telling you, I love you. I want to give you a little quick story here. When I taught at the University of Urbana, one of the courses I taught for a few years was at the men's prison. And it was a state prison, not a federal. And I saw men who had committed some pretty horrendous crimes, but they had turned their lives around, and they were taking college courses to make their lives better, in hopefully when they were released, or just make their lives better in prison. So they were educating, they were getting educated. So do I believe you should forgive yourself for what your past acts are? Yes. And then make your life better through love, through self-love, and make your life better. Because when you do that, you're helping to heal our world. Self-love, it's so important. Gilda said, Gaida. I am so sorry. I want to say Gilda because that's just more familiar, but Gaida, thank you. She told me how to say it. That's why I know. Gaida says, hi, Diana and everyone. Blessings to all. Thank you all for being with me. And Sheila says, yes, inmates should take care of animals. Well, that was a whole another program when I was working in animal rescue. We did take dogs to a different prison with inmates, and they did wonderful jobs of training those dogs so they were more adoptable. So yes, there are great programs for that. I love you all. I thank you for the love and the support you give me. And I thank you for the love and support you receive for us, and for all the love and support you give to the world. So for all of you who are with me today, thank you. And all of you who hear this message on another day, I thank you. See you next Friday, if not before. Bye.